The time has finally arrived. We have made it to the finale. And we're starting off big with the preview for World Enough and Time. This episode includes a major death, Missy, John Sims Master, and the Mondasian Cybermen. So, why don't you join me and let's discuss our theories on World Enough and Time. Is the world enough and is there time to save it? Well, let's find out in my preview of World Enough and Time. Enjoy.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another Doctor Who preview. Now today I'm going to be talking about my views on World Enough and Time, part 1 of the Series 10 finale. And my goodness, how has Series 10 been for me? It's been absolutely an outstanding series. Oh my word, and we're at the finale. We are at the finale. The final little bits before Series 10 completely finishes, but this is the big bad finale, which we could get an absolutely banging epic finale, but we can also look forward to maybe a disappointing finale, maybe like what happened with Hellbent in Series 9. We'll just have to hope for a miracle that Steven Moffat does not muck up this episode, or even worse, let's hope he does not muck up the overall finale, because I am so intrigued for this finale, because this episode has the making to become one of the best penultimate episodes of all time. Steven Moffat likes to build up so much atmosphere, so much structure, pacing, and everything into the build-up to the penultimate episode, and then when it comes to the actual final episode, he falls flat on his face and he just doesn't deliver at all, just like what happened with Hellbent. So I'm just seriously hoping that Steven Moffat just does an absolutely exceptional job with this finale, and especially with this penultimate episode. I just hope that he absolutely creates so much great atmosphere, tension, suspension, so much brilliant spoilers, some shocks, surprises, what the fuck moments, jaw-breaking moments, and just everything about it just intrigues me a lot. And I seriously just cannot wait for this episode, because it has the makings for a brilliant penultimate episode. It just has all of the makings for it. It has Mondasian Cybermen, John Sims Master returning, Missy trying to become the Doctor, and we have a death as well. So we might as well begin with the synopsis itself. And I can tell you that the synopsis sounds absolutely amazing. So let's have a read of it. Friendship drives the Doctor into the rashest decision of his life. Trapped on a giant spaceship, caught in the event of a horizon of a black hole, he witnesses the death of someone he's pledged to protect. Is there any way he can redeem his mistake? Are events already out of control? For once, time is the Time Lord's enemy. Oh my word. How to explain for that synopsis, but that synopsis is just something else. I cannot really describe what to make of it, but it sounds amazing, it sounds intriguing, and it just definitely sends me in like to a world where I'd rather scream for just so much brilliantness. But wow. One thing that really strikes me in particular about the synopsis: the Doctor witnesses the death of someone he's pledged to protect. Now, who could that be? My original thoughts when I read that synopsis, I thought it was going to be Missy, because the Doctor had pledged to protect Missy inside the vault, and with all of this mystery behind the vault, the Doctor had sworn an oath to protect Missy inside the vaults. But now when I think about it a bit more, it's too straightforward. It can't be Missy, because it feels like it's too easy, it's too straightforward of an answer. So my other idea, what other theory I possibly have in my head, that is between two people, it could be Missy, or it could be Bill. It could be one or the other. But we're going to start off with Missy. The reason why I don't think it's likely to be Missy, because she's already been confirmed to be leaving Series 10 this year. So I don't really see her dying in this episode from like the Next Time trailer or the promo pics at all. I can see her basically, you know, dancing along with John Sims' master, but it might be at the end where the death takes place, we never know. But I just don't think it should be Missy, because I don't think it might bring a really great strong storyline to the episode. I think that it might have an outstanding reaction on John Sims' master. I mean, John Sims' master and Missy are technically the same person. They're both the master. They're just both different incarnations. But what happens if Missy dies in front of John Sims' master? How would John Sims react? Oh my word, that would be amazing. But even so, just looking at the reaction on John Sims' master when he sees another incarnation of the master dies in front of him, where he's another incarnation of the master, it would be something else to see the reaction on John Sims' master. So it could potentially be Missy. But also there's also the consideration that she is going to be, in this episode, she's going to be more like the Doctor. It's going to be more of a light Doctor episode, because in the starting of the Next Time trailer, she's basically in the centre of everything, being more like the Doctor. And then you have Bill and Nora at either side, being like her disposable in that sense. So I can probably see that the Doctor has trusted Missy to be in charge for once, to see how well she can do on her own of being good for once. But then maybe tables may turn, and then when Missy decides to go and turn off against the Doctor, she might go and find John Sims' master. So that's probably my theory with Missy. I think she might pre-plan this to go and meet up and call upon a previous incarnation of the master, and then lie about all of this turning good stuff to trick the Doctor. And I think that's probably what Missy's probably planned to do. She's probably planned to meet up with John Sims' master, trick the Doctor in becoming good, and then all of their plan can take place. So that's probably my theory behind Missy within this episode. She sounds intriguing, and I think this will probably be one of Missy's best episodes from this series by far. I mean, she's basically been at the centre of everything. She's been more like the Doctor, and without her previous annoying appearances like in The Extremists, The Lie of the Land, and then you have those other teasers like in The Empress of Mars and The Eaters of Light. So there's always those little teasers that we had in the run-up to the finale, but this is going to be like her proper official brilliant start. And of course there is of her, I saw a little image of the promo pic where she was just dabbing. Oh my word. It's like a modern twist. Stephen Moffat has now just put that in there. And they also mentioned about the dab when he was thinking of ideas to write about the world enough and time. Basically, Stephen Moffat's sons, I don't know what their name's called, but I think their sons played a part on that, why Missy was going to dab. Because they just mentioned a little idea of like, I wonder if Missy just dabbed. And like, Stephen Moffat just added that in there and just gave Missy the opportunity just to dab. I mean, come on. I mean, that's basically like Stephen Moffat taking a modern twist, and he doesn't even know what a dab is. But now, once Missy does it, it's like, yep, I know. It's going to be such a fan-pleasing something. But there are going to be a lot of fan-pleasing references to like the 10th planet, or maybe to the end of time. And also mentioning about the end of time as well. We don't know whatever happened to John Sims' master when he disappeared in The End of Time Part 2. We don't even know where he went to. And this is my theory. I just really want to say this, guys, before we move on to why I think Bill would be more likely to die in this episode. I just want to mention this little theory that I have in my mind right now. It only just popped up in my mind just for now. And I have a good theory that with the explanation to John Sims' master and how he returned to find Missy and how they're going to take over the world maybe with the Cybermen, because it does make sense that Missy has been in league with the Cybermen since like in Dark Water and Death in Heaven. So I'm probably thinking that since maybe John Sims' master could be on like when he says give us a kiss, he's like in a sitting room on like in a home on Earth maybe. And so this is what I'm thinking. I think that the Cybermen, whenever they're walking in the streets taking people to be experimented on or to be converted into Cybermen, I don't think that is Earth at all. I think that is the Cybermen's home planet, Mondas. And I think that it might be that John Sims' master could be living inside a house on Mondas, and he could be in league with these Cybermen, and he might be calling up Missy to come and join him. So that's probably my theory, and so that's probably the reason of how the hell did Johnson Master appear on Mondas, but we'll probably learn a bit more on how he officially returned. But it's only just a small theory. I'm not sure if it's actually true, but we'll hopefully find out within this episode. Now, mentioning upon Bill would be more likely of an easy target to die in this episode. She'd be more likely to die within this episode because it will be such of a heartbreaking reaction from us, the fans who have grown up to love Bill so much within this series. We've loved Bill since she was released to become the new companion, and we were so intrigued for her for Series 10, and my goodness, she has been absolutely fantastic. One of the best companions ever we could have for any sort of series whatsoever. So having her die in this episode will be such of a heartbreaking moment. It'll be more like Face the Raven, but even better. I mean, Face the Raven, when Clara was about to die, we were just hoping that, yes, Clara is finally going to die. Finally, I really wanted to get rid of her for good. Thank goodness she's gone. However, on my reaction though, I couldn't stop crying because the death scene that Clara had in Face the Raven was so epic. And I loved Clara as a companion from, like, ever since she appeared in Peter Capaldi's, era. I think Peter Capaldi and Clara just work so well, but that's for another video though. But when I saw Clara die for Face the Raven, I couldn't stop crying, and I was at my friend's house when I watched this, and he could not believe the expression I had when I saw Clara die on screen. The tears just couldn't stop, and I also think I might need some big extra tissues for maybe this episode. If Bill does die, then I might cry for the rest of the episode, and I might not even stop until for another 2 days or so. But oh wow, there's so many possibilities of what could possibly happen to Bill. It's more likely that Bill's going to die within this episode because it seems that Bill hasn't revealed that she's going to be leaving this series, but Missy has. So it feels like there's going to be more of a surprise because Bill or Pearl Mackie hasn't revealed that she's going to be leaving this series. So it's going to make more sense to us that if she does die, it will be a heartbreaking moment. It will be a certainly shocking surprise to see her die, but also we will have no idea that if she is going to die, this probably will be her last appearance. But she will obviously be credited in the next episode, The Doctor Falls, because if they suddenly remove who is not going to be in next week's episode, then it's obviously spoiled the surprise of who has officially died in the episode. So unfortunately, we won't know for sure who has probably died before the episode, but it will make such of a great shocking surprise if we actually just watch it for ourselves and just expect what happens, because I'm just really excited. And imagine this, if Bill gets converted to become a Cyberman. Oh my word, that would be so of a brilliant plot twist. I mean, the plot twist will absolutely be insane if Bill gets converted to become a Cyberman. That would be absolutely brilliant by Steven Moffat. Such of an ingenious plot twist that would really relate to us as fans. Because this one promo pic here, I'm not too sure if you can see this, but it's Peter Capaldi touching a Mondasian Cyberman. And it feels like on his reaction that he's not in shock or he's not in scaring surprise of this Mondasian Cyberman. He's actually feeling quite sorry for this Mondasian Cyberman for one reason why. Because I'm not too sure, but I have a great feeling that right there, that Mondasian Cyberman could be Bill converted. That's what I think. I think it's more likely that Bill has been converted to become a Cyberman and the Doctor has just realised. That's what I just think that could have just happened within that little scene there. But if Bill does get converted to become a Cyberman, then it would make the whole storyline more intriguing as ever. But also the one thing that I'm not liking about the synopsis that it did say that, is there any way that he can redeem his mistake? I just hope that Steven Moffat learns his lesson from Hellbent, and I hope that he does not rewrite or reverse the process that Bill won't become a Mondasian Cyberman anymore. Well, she has become a Mondasian Cyberman, but the Doctor might reverse the process or might rewritten something else to bring back Bill from the dead or resurrect her. I just hope that does not happen, because Steven Moffat did it with Clara in Hellbent, and we do not need a recreation of that episode again. Let's just hope it does not happen, because I actually really want somebody to officially die and stay dead, because it's getting ridiculous now that Steven Moffat's bringing all of these companions back from the dead when he's officially killed them off and he's just bringing them back. What's the point in that? And it's just really getting frustrating. But it'd be so amazing if we actually have a proper death and the Doctor takes some revenge upon Missy and maybe Johnson's master, but doesn't do anything to rewrite or reverse the process from Bill becoming a Mondasian Cyberman. I just hope that does not happen, because Steven Moffat has done that in Hellbent, and I hope he learned his lesson through that mistake. So let's just hope that he doesn't make the same mistake twice. But I'm just really, really excited. And friendship drives the Doctor into the rashest decision of his life. What does that mean? I think it means that since Missy and the Doctor have had such a great connection, a great friendship from ever since Extremis up to now, I think the Doctor's more likely to trust Missy again. But the Doctor doesn't know if he can trust Missy, because Missy could ever turn upon the Doctor and can go against him, because it's like that the Doctor's putting his faith in Missy, but he's not 100% sure if he can fully trust Missy. So it's almost like a rashest decision of his life. Can he fully trust Missy to look after his companions and also to solve out the problem of what she's doing on board upon this spaceship going towards a black hole? And mentioning about the black hole scenario, I really love it. It feels like the Impossible Planet and Satan's Pit kind of feeling. But also, another vibe that I'm getting from this episode, there is a scene where Bill in hospital ward clothes, and she is stood in front of many patients down a corridor in a ward, in a hospital ward, and she sees loads of these patients wearing the same clothes as her, and it looks like they're going to be converted to become Cybermen. So this is my theory, and what I potentially get a vibe from this episode. I get an Empty Child vibe from just looking at that scene there, because if you remember in The Empty Child, the Ninth Doctor just looked down the corridor and he just saw all of these patients on the bed looking completely exactly the same, having the same illness, and it felt very much of a creepy and atmospheric and eerie vibe to it. And that's what I really, really recognise with that scene there, with that Bill standing in front of loads of patients ready to be converted to become Cybermen. That would be an absolute atmospheric and creepy moment for me. I would just really recognise that as almost like the Empty Child bit, where the Ninth Doctor just looks upon the patients and has that kind of scary kind of feeling to it. That would be so, so creepy, and that would really build up some atmosphere. And especially the penultimate episodes just really build up a whole lot of tension, suspense, atmosphere. And I hope that if Bill's death is actually real in this episode, then it will overall make the structure of the episode a whole lot better, and it will make the storyline so much stronger if Bill did die in the episode. So that's my initial theory, that Bill is more likely going to die within this episode rather than Missy. Now we're going to move on to what I think about the Cybermen in this episode. Now, it's like in The Magician's Apprentice and The Witch's Familiar, where they had so many Daleks being brought back, like the Invasion Daleks from the 1960s Daleks, and then they had the Daleks second special weapon Dalek. So I think it's more like that. They're going to bring back a lot of Cybermen within this episode. So you can see here that these are the true Mondasian Cybermen, and I really, really love the design of the Mondasian Cybermen. I mean, back in the old days when they did the 10th Planet, they didn't have these suits on where they did the 10th Planet recording. They did it with tinfoil suits, and they had human hands for it. And I really like how they've got the human hand element still with their design. I think it's absolutely amazing. But also, I'm really excited to see what do they sound like. What are their voices like? Because I'm not really so sure if it's like the same voice with the 10th planet, Mondasian Cybermen. Maybe it could be a recreation that Nicholas Briggs could recreate the Mondasian Cybermen sounds or their voices. That would be so amazing if they recreate their voices, because it would really just sound like the generally real, traditional Mondasian Cybermen. I'm really excited. And also the theory that the Cybermen are on Mondas. It looks too good to be true, to be honest, because I'm really excited for an episode where we're on Mondas and we're having the first ever episode with the Cybermen on Mondas. Such a very brilliant moment, which I just really hope that it is Mondas, because there is just so much possibility that it looks like Mondas, because Mondas is a clone version of Earth. So although it may look like Earth, or where they're standing upon and looking, you know, standing around in, you know, a sort of environment that looks like Earth, but it's not. It actually could be Mondas. And obviously the planet in the next time trailers says Mondas, and then the Doctor says Mondasian Cybermen, and like he goes like in his like kind of fan child kind of voice, like Mondasian Cybermen. Like that kind of reaction. I would literally say, oh my gosh, Mondasian Cybermen. That kind of reaction. I mean, there was going to be so much fan-pleasing references to the 10th planet, but also some jaw-breaking what the fuck moments. Oh my gosh, there was so much surprises with this episode. But also, I really do like that they're bringing back more of the other versions of the Cybermen. Like, you've got the Nightmare in Silver Cybermen, which, personally, I'm not really that keen on the Nightmare in Silver Cybermen, personally. I'm not really a big fan of them. However, I am a big fan of these Cybermen, the Lumix Cybermen from Rise of the Cybermen and the Age of Steel. I mean, these Cybermen are the Cybermen that I've grown up with ever since I was a child. And then seeing them in 2006, I was so scared of them. And the moment when I watched the Rise of the Cybermen and the Age of Steel, I was scared behind the sofa, and they creeped me out a lot. And just looking at back at the Mondasian Cybermen, they look incredible and certainly creepy as well. But my favourite design overall of all of the Cybermen versions has to be the Moonbase and the Tomb of the Cybermen version of those Cybermen. Those versions of the Cybermen are my favourites. The Moonbase and Tomb of the Cybermen. That version is my favourites, honestly, because it's just absolutely amazing. Imagine they brought them back as well. That would be so incredible. But just looking at the Mondasian Cybermen drawing people to the hospital ready to be converted just seems of a really great episode in my opinion, and it may bring some references not only to the 10th planet but also to Spare Parts, the Big Finish audio as well, featuring the Mondasian Cybermen, which many people absolutely love Spare Parts. However, I unfortunately do not have Spare Parts on Big Finish audio because I'm not really a big collector in Big Finish. However, I am now starting to collect Big Finish now. I am thinking about it, but I'm not too sure what to start off with. But if you are guys interested in Big Finish, or you are so interested and so in love with Big Finish at the moment, can you please just comment down below and just tell me some recommendations of what Big Finishes I could buy for like just a beginner. I mean, I'm really just stumped on what Big Finishes to buy first, because although I am interested for Spare Parts, or you know, this episode at least, but just as something after series 10, something to listen to. If you can comment down below guys, if you can give me any recommendations for whatever Big Finishes might be best for a beginner, then please do comment down below, because I am a bit interested in what you guys have to say on what you think could be a good beginner Big Finish for a beginner like me. Just please do. And so yeah, this episode seems absolutely amazing. And also, there is somebody else in this episode who looks completely blue, and it looks like that person from Oxygen called Blue Peter. I'm not too sure if it's the same guy, but I'm not too sure what's he doing in this episode. Maybe he's a guy who owns the spaceship and he's trying to get rid of Missy, Nardole and Bill off the spaceship. Or maybe he's giving them a warning that the Mondasian Cybermen are coming after them. So it could be like he could be warning the Doctor, Bill and Nardole that the Mondasian Cybermen are coming back. So there are so many possibilities of what could possibly happen. And I am just going to scroll down and find something that you are absolutely going to be insane by. Here it is, just zooming in on the phone at the moment, and it is this. Oh my gosh, Look how insane he looks. The facial hair, the black clothing, and if I just scroll down a bit, look in his left hand, the laser screwdriver from Last of the Time Lords. Oh my word. I have to say, guys, I don't say he looks like Roger Delgado, but that, guys, is the master. I'm not joking, guys. That is the master, for sure. Oh my word, he is the true defined form of what you can call the master. Oh my word, he looks so amazing. And I'm just really excited for the finale. I think the finale is just going to be absolutely impalpable, absolutely epic. But there's always the one thing to consider. Is Moffat going to muck this episode up? I sincerely hope he does not muck up this episode, because everything for this episode has the making to become one of the best penultimate episodes of all time. This is the build-up to one of the best finales ever, and I can seriously say that I am intrigued, I'm excited for what's to come for this finale. The finale sounds absolutely amazing, but for World Enough in Time, the Mondasian Cybermen returning, Johnson's master, a potential death, it could potentially be Bill, and also, how is the Doctor going to react if Bill dies? Oh my word. I mean, the Doctor might even go more rebel than how he did with Clara when she was about to die. I'm not too sure if the Doctor's going to be more of a rebel against the Master and also Missy if Bill does die. What would the reaction be on the Doctor's face? Oh my word, that is something else to look forward to. But if Bill does die, then it would be a heartbreaking moment, but it would make her character so fantastic, and her character as a companion would be one of the best companions that we could ever have for any series of Doctor Who. I mean, Bill has been absolutely outstanding. She's been something else throughout this series, and it would be absolutely so brilliant if she died in this episode. And although it would be a heartbreaking moment, although I'm sounding a bit harsh, I definitely hope that if it is Bill going to die, I hope it's going to shock us, and I hope that it will build up her character as one of the best companions ever. I mean, what's not to like about this finale, guys? All of it sounds like to be so amazing, but what thing could let us down for this finale is Steven Moffat himself. Because this is what I think about when Steven Moffat has an idea. He takes an idea, and then he develops it, and then he develops it, and then he develops it, and then that idea is completely wasted because he's not used that original idea in the first place. So he basically develops that idea so many times that it's something else completely different, and the original idea is not itself anymore. So I can just seriously see that Moffat could do something absolutely diabolical. But I have to clearly say to any Steven Moffat fans or lovers who love Steven Moffat's writing, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you, but I hope that your man succeeds with this finale, because if he doesn't, then the entire Whovian fan club will come at Steven Moffat. They will find him, and I'm not too sure what they will possibly do to Steven Moffat, but I am saying that it will not be good for Steven Moffat if he does not deliver this epic finale, because Steven Moffat needs to succeed, and you have been warned. For people who are in love with Steven Moffat's writing, you have been warned. If your man does not succeed with this episode, then all of the rest of the Doctor Who fans who hate Steven Moffat will come at Steven Moffat and find him, and may even convert him to become one of us, or maybe a Mondasian Cyberman, I'm not too sure. But you have been warned though. But this finale just sounds absolutely incredible. Johnson's master, I mean, honestly, how could you not like his appearance right here? Johnson's master looks outstanding, and I'm not joking, guys. He is the master in any way, shape or form. That is the master, and I just seriously hope that he is not in here just for a short little cameo. I just hope that he's in here for this episode and hopefully next week's episode. But it's going to be so interesting to find out that how did he return from the End of Time Part 2. If Missy's not going to die, How's she going to play a part in this episode? This part is going to be much better than what she's already done in Series 10. Let's just hope that this part is much better than what happened already in Extremis, The Lie of the Land, and also with the other remaining episodes. So let's just hope that she does a fantastic job, and let's hope this is her highlight episode for her character for Series 10. I also hope that Bill gets converted to become a Cyberman, because that plot twist will certainly shake things up through this episode, and it will be absolutely heartbreaking to see Bill die right in front of us, an actual death on screen. But let's just hope that the Doctor does not bring back Bill from the dead, or hopefully reverse the process. I just hope that Steven Moffat learns his lesson and he does not recreate this like he did with Series 9. I just hope that he does something absolutely epic. I pray for a miracle that Steven Moffat does not let us down. Let's just hope that Steven Moffat can deliver an absolutely, truly phenomenal penultimate episode. And I seriously am so pumped. I'm like a child who cannot wait for his birthday. I'm seriously so excited. It's the finale, guys. Steven Moffat cannot mess up this finale. He's done this for months' work. Let's just hope that he can deliver his life's work on this finale. I just seriously hope he delivers, and I just hope all the best for everyone, especially the Doctor, Nardole, Bill, Missy, and Johnson's Master, and the Mundatin Cybermen, and also all of the other versions of the Cybermen as well. I just hope that all of it, let's hope it goes well. Let's hope this episode is absolutely phenomenal, and let's hope it builds up some brilliant suspense, some brilliant atmosphere to the final episode, The Doctor Falls. So anyway, guys, that's my preview, guys, and thank you very much for watching for this preview. I hope you have enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a like on this video, and also comment down below and tell me what are your theories on this episode. Who could potentially die in this episode? What are your theories on this episode? Please comment down below, and please tell me, what do you think could happen within this episode? I'm seriously looking forward to hear your comments down in the comment section below. So thank you very much, guys, for watching, and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time for my review for World Enough End Time. And guys, is the world enough? And is there time to save it? We'll find out on Saturday. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.